What did Jerry Jones say about a Jets-Cowboys trade that was on the table? Oh, boy. We'll talk about that. Braylon Allen update and so much more. Boy Green Daily starts.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Austin Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. A somber day as we're about to leave the Esden Zone Foundation, the residence, the compound, as we head back to New York, which will be great to be back home, but also it was a great time with family. And as my co-host on today's show, Chris Collinsworth, is wheeling over here, it is Hop on Pop.
Hey now, good morning, Coffee Club.
There you go. And Pop, what a fitting topic. Anytime the Jets and Cowboys lines can intermingle here. And Jerry Jones made more news yesterday. Why not? Talking about the Jets-Cowboys trade that didn't happen earlier in training camp. So we're going to go to 105 The Fan down there in Dallas, where Jerry Jones does weekly appearances. And he talked about an offer we haven't heard until this point that was on the table that included the Cowboys giving up Micah Parsons and a first-round pick to the Jets for Quinnen Williams.
Parsons. I actually tried to trade for Williams. I tried to get the Jets in training camp, period. And I was going to I wanted a 1 and Parsons for Williams. A 1 and Parsons for Williams. I thought that much of Williams. And he's showing you what he can do for a defense. And so, you'd love to have Micah and love to have several players around, but that's not the game. That's not the system. The NFL system is built so that everybody has a chance to put equal players out there.
Jerry, what changed then? Because we played that audio because we got that audio later that came out of you talking to the I think it was somebody in New York when you talked about that. Was it just the Jets basically starting out horribly that changed their mind as far as why they didn't want to do that deal with you to start the season versus why they made that deal at the deadline?
Yeah, and plus they didn't have the cap room to pay Micah.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
Well, Jerry, when it
Interesting. Shout out again to 105.3 The Fan for that audio of Jerry Jones speaking yesterday. Pops, I'll be interested to get your thoughts on it. Here's sort of my temperature, because Jerry Jones also joined our good buddy Gary Myers, who also joined us a couple of weeks ago on the show. So shout out to Gary, a good friend of the program. And Gary Myers had Jerry Jones on the show, and Jerry indicated a couple of months ago that the offer that was on the table was Quinnen Williams and a first from the Jets to the Dallas Cowboys for Micah. Not that the Jets offered that. That's what Jerry Jones would be looking for. And the Jets didn't want to pay Micah Parsons that crazy amount of money, so the talks really went nowhere. So we're having a lot of telephone game from the same guy playing the telephone game. I don't know. To me, I think what this is really about, Pop, is just that Jerry Jones is hyping up his guy. Obviously, Quinnen Williams has had a dramatic impact on the Dallas Cowboys from a straight wins perspective. And to be honest, we can't verify any of this information. And what difference does it make to say this? To me, he's just hyping up his guy saying, I would have given up 10 first-round picks for Quinnen Williams. That's how great he is. Okay, great. I think it's awesome for the Cowboys that Quinnen Williams is killing it and doing an awesome job. But the fact that potentially Micah and a first to the Jets for Quinnen, that just doesn't seem realistic. And plus, the Jets would have had to pay him, and I imagine Micah wouldn't have been very happy on this team. Maybe he could have changed a win or two, but you're not dramatically changing what is a 2-9 season. So curious your thoughts.
That's a lot of thoughts. And this is not factual. This is Jerry Jones being Jerry Jones.
Okay.
And, and he's getting older, so who knows? He may have been saying Micah Parsons for Quinnen Williams and a Jets first round.
Correct.
That would make sense. And that's not a dig on Quinnen Williams. at all. But I mean, that's just ridiculous. And it's, maybe he's digging at Micah. Maybe, what is he doing?
Sure.
He likes to go hear himself talk. He likes to keep he loves what's happening now. He says things just to get press and publication, right?
Well, that worked.
Yeah. And so he's full of shit, but realize this, the Micah Parsons train and the subsequent move, this happened, is the reason that, he is a smart deal maker, right? He is a wheeler and a dealer. And I'll just briefly say what he got for Micah Parsons, right? For Micah Parsons, you got Kenny Clark, right? He ended up re-signing multiple Pro Bowler Tyler Smith. He ended up re-signing Bland, Deron Bland, multiple Pro Bowler. He ended up with Quinnen Williams, right? And he still has money to play with because of what he didn't do. And so you start stacking and racking. They were able to have enough cap space to sign Clowney, who had 2 sacks on Thanksgiving Day. And see, all these are cascading things from that Micah Parsons trade. The Cowboys have had Micah Parsons. He's going to get his stats. But I liken Micah Parsons to Trey Hendrickson. Did I get his name right?
So we're talking
Hendrickson for the Cincinnati Bengals?
Trey Hendrickson.
Hendrickson. Okay. So I liken him to him. Yeah. Great job for 21 sacks last year, whatever it was. The Bengals sucked. Their defense sucked. You run at Micah Parsons, not away from him, you're going to be successful. So all in all, the trade couldn't have gone better. I was all for it. This is just Jerry being Jerry.
Yeah, over the last 2 years, Trey, not counting whatever Trey has done this year, he had 34 sacks, 17 sacks in each of those 2 seasons. I would say this just from a Jets perspective, because I've seen this. So this has been going viral on social media the last 16 hours or something, whatever it's been since the end of our show to this show now. And I've seen a lot of Jet fans saying, Darren Muji, what an idiot. He didn't take this made-up deal of Mike and a Cowboys first for Quinnen. How stupid. To me, I'm not going to be greedy here. If that was real or not real, again, none of us will ever know. Connor Hughes reports that was not something the Jets were actually offered from his sources. But I would say this. A 1 and a 2, I'm very happy with the 1 and a 2 for Quinnen Williams. Again, I'm not going to be greedy about it. Sure, and people are talking in the chat. I see NY Jets fandom saying Micah Parsons is better than Quinnen Williams. Also, water is wet. Yes, I'm not questioning that Micah Parsons is or isn't better on this deal. I'm just saying a 1 and a 2 is more than great value for the Jets and great negotiations on Muji that from the Cowboys, whichever first is better from Green Bay to Dallas. I thought that was a massive win from a negotiating standpoint from the Jets and where their leverage was and everything. So the Cowboys continue to win. So the 2 is dropping a little bit. I know some of you Jet fans were upset about that when we spoke yesterday because today's Saturday. So the Cowboys win was already secured. So I saw some fans were upset about that. Wherever the second round pick ends up, the second round pick ends up. I think while that was a valuable asset, I'm not denying that. I think second-round picks are super valuable. To have that first be whatever happens and you never know, and I'm not rooting for injury. Jordan Love trips down the stairs and he's out for all of next year. That Green Bay first is going to be pretty high probably. Or Dallas, something crazy happens there. Either way, the Jets are covered. So, yeah, fans, with all due respect, I think it's craziness. I think Muji got a great deal, but also, obviously, the Cowboys got a good deal. It's ignited their group, whether it was a mental block, right? Space Jam, MJ secret stuff, but it was just water, but they believed that it did something for him. I think Quinnen Williams is literally doing something for them on the field. He's opening things up for other Dallas Cowboys. And also, I think it is a mental thing that Dallas, Jerry Jones, I know this is a troubling word combination to use in Dallas, but all in, I think making an aggressive move like that, the deadline tells your team that you're all in. And I think that, could sometimes motivate a big group.
Yeah. A couple things here, to me, you can't separate the Quinnen Williams deal from the Micah Parsons. One happened because of the other. So to me, it's the value for the Cowboys of the entire package that I just kind of laid out. You can't break that up. And I would tell you, I was willing for the Cowboys to give up 2 first. A lot of people like, what are you talking about? Right? The plugging of the interior of the line has been a weakness for the Cowboys for years. They've tried to plug it through free agency. They tried to plug it through the Mozzie train to epic fail. And the bottom line is a first and a second. I will tell you this right now. It looks like
real quick, Pop.
I'm going off the rails on a Mozzie train.
There you go.
Unfortunately, he was a healthy scratch for this most recent game for the Jets, but I'm sure they're just resting him for a key part of the season coming up. Yeah.
Yeah. And so thanks for that to break up my train of thought there. I really appreciate that.
That's what
So they've been trying to plug it for a long time. I will tell you that the first and the second, it's a miss for me that Jerry Jones allowed the Jets to be able to pick the higher one. But it looks like right now, and we don't know, there's a lot of season left to play. They're not going to be that far between the Green Bay and the Dallas. They may not.
This will be for 2027.
2027, right.
First round.
And the second round pick, right,
is Dallas.
Right. That, this is going to be a top 50 player. I mean, top
Probably.
50,
Unless they make the playoffs, which again could be possible. And then we're talking about different picks.
Yeah. Flipping to the Jets side for this Micah Parsons thing, the Jets are not a Micah Parsons away. He would literally go back to my analogy of Trey Hendrickson. It would be, the best player on the defense. Congratulations. The defense before the recent trades, at the beginning of the season, they were part of the problem. As the season matriculated, they got better, and now it's clearly where they could share the blame for the first 2 or 3 games. Since then, the defense has not been the problem. Even after the trades, the defense hasn't been the problem. But Micah Parsons wouldn't have fixed anything. He would have got his stats like he's going to get his stats this year, 12.5 sacks. We don't miss him. And Green Bay is in a ball of fire now with him. So I think Jets is too much money to tie up in salary cap space. You have a lot of money, but don't burn the money, unlike Gerard Mayo, who thought you should. I got money to burn, baby. Wow. Shortest head coaching tenure in the history of New England Patriots football. But anyways, I think it's a good move for the Jets no matter what the deal was. Too much money to tie into one player, and you're really going to work on building a team. And if you look at the younger players and the things that Aaron Glenn has put together, I don't think Micah Parsons fits in with what he's trying to do.
Yeah, the only thing I would sort of expand there is on the defensive issues. They probably went to about the game we were at, Cowboys game. I would add 2 more games into the defensive struggles of we're playing Kanye West's blame game. I think the first 5 games of the season, the defense was awful for the Jets. Week 6, week 7, we started seeing the holding them to 13 points and 13 points respectively in the Broncos and Panthers games in those back-to-back weeks. So the defense did play better. And again, with everything included, the Jets defense has played since the trades of Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, your 2 best players. They've been all right. Now they haven't been great, and that's why I believe Steve Wilks is going to lose his job at the end of the year. But it's been like, oh, okay. And plus all the picks you're getting for the future, which is what it's all about. So again, big salute to Ben Johnson, and everyone saying the Jets hired the wrong Detroit Lions coordinator. I still believe in AG, but congrats to Ben Johnson. Congrats to the other first-year coaches, Mike Vrabel, all these guys having success. But, I can't make up any excuses about that.
Yeah, and all these things look like a win, a change of scenery for some of these players, although I haven't heard a lot about what Sauce is doing. But Quinnen Williams has more quarterback pressures in the 2 or 3 games that he had in 8 games. He has 21 with the first couple of games he played with the Cowboys, compared to 18 he had with 3 games with the Jets. And anyone that's watched a football game, come on, man. A half an inch away from putting the game to bed. Patrick Mahomes, that touchdown does not. Then he's got that little bitch jump or whatever he did to escape the second tackler. But, Quinnen Williams on fire as a Cowboy.
Yeah, and I would say this, and I think Jet fans would also understandably say this. The losing had gotten to Quinnen. I'm not trying to call it, because I think the worst thing you could do is call it someone's football manhood. That's like the most insulting thing you could say to a football player. But it just seemed like this Cowboys move has rejuvenated him. It's given him new life. He's in a new location. He's got a new jersey number. Vibes are high. They've all of a sudden have this winning streak with Quinnen Williams being a part of the team. So I think a lot of Jet fans would say, I guess this is the only way to say it, that Quinnen wasn't fully motivated here with this group, and sometimes that happens in life, if we're all being honest. Of course, all of us Jet fans would have loved Quinnen going 100 miles an hour all the time, everything going, but with all the years and years of losing and looking around and not sensing those differences, I think it was in best in all parties. Obviously, he's playing out of his mind for Dallas. Jets get some future picks. He didn't want to be here by all accounts, so it works out for everyone. So again, just wanted to sort of address that Jerry Jones, Quinnen Williams craziness happening there. Again, I think that it's possible. We don't talk about about this often, right? Because we're in this society of black and white. Who's the winner? Who's the loser? At this point, I think both sides are winners. We'll see in a couple of years. If the Jets' first round picks end up being nothing, then, maybe they were the loser here. If they end up being tremendous, that doesn't necessarily guarantee the Cowboys were the loser. I think multiple worlds can exist here. We have a bunch of people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video here on YouTube. Hit subscribe. Again, I am Paul Liston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. This is my father here for our final day of the Thanksgiving holiday before we head on off back. So we'll be on here for another 30, 40 minutes or so to answer some of your questions and things of that nature. There's one other piece of Jets business I wanted to get to before we open up the phone lines, Pop, and it's your boy. I'm sure you would have worn the shirt today. Braylon Allen, Agent Zero. We haven't heard from him in a while. Remember, throw it back up, week 4, Miami Dolphins, Monday Night Football. It was a rough day for Braylon. He fumbled going into the end zone, trying to stretch the ball. That was unfortunate, and a lot of the Jets' issues this season. And then on a kick return, he got hit in the knee and had an MCL sprain. He was set to miss between 8 and 12 weeks. Well, if you do your math, and I know that can sometimes be difficult, that would have had Braylon Allen potentially returning here on the front end of that timeline for this Falcons game this weekend. Obviously, that's not going to happen. AG spoke yesterday and said that Braylon Allen is more likely than not done for the season as he's preparing for next season. Makes the right amount of sense. He underwent surgery. He had 2 paths to pick, and AG said they're the same timeline, surgery or non-surgical rehab. Poppy could jump in on this one. While maybe the timelines are the same, I'm not a doctor. I would say if you weren't going to come back this season, surgery seemed to make more sense. If you're going to try to come back this season, the non-surgical option would have made sense. So I think we almost had an indicator back then when Braylon Allen made his choice, which AG said they weren't going to make the choice for him. It was up to Braylon. I think when he opted for surgery, for me, that was sort of the funeral for Braylon Allen in 2025. I didn't think he was coming back once I saw that news.
Yeah, I'm with you. And, I think going the non-surgical route has, players do that, and you're really putting yourself at risk as opposed to fixing it, getting the rehab done, coming back stronger than ever. So I think that was a solid decision by him. And then, and what do you do? If he's able to come back after the surgery for week 17 or 18 or wherever we call the end of the season, weeks for what? For who? For what?
There you go, Ricky Waters. Some people in the audience don't get that. Again, that's worth a Goog search. Again, Ricky Waters for who? For what? That's probably the reason that guy will never get in the Hall of Fame, sadly. But
that is, and watch, make sure you watch the entire video of what the play they're talking about and his press conference. And then you can go buy the book on Amazon. So shout out to Ricky Waters, one of the 2 Notre Dame players I truly despise.
There you go. There you have it. So there it is for Braylon Allen. And there used to be, I don't know if you ever watched these or consumed any of this, Pop. Do you know who Dave Damashek is?
Excuse you, your daughter's downstairs.
There you go. He used to be an NFL media. I'm going to reference him as the NFL media group that covers NFL Network, NFL.com, NFL Total Access, all their shows. He used to have a thing on NFL.com called NFL. If you take out this one piece, what's the ripple effects in the NFL, right? If the Cowboys draft this guy instead of this guy, and then this team makes this decision, this decision, this decision. And there are these little 5-minute animated, little write-ups of, how it would change NFL history. Well, one of them, if I don't believe he's doing that anymore, but he used to do it back in the day when I was growing up. One of them you could do, what if Braylon Allen never gets hurt? Because Connor Hughes and I wrote this for a piece that came out this morning on the Braylon Allen injury. If Braylon never gets hurt, is Breece Hall still a member of the Jets right now? Because apparently when Breece Hall was hot having these trade rumors, one of the things that was quote-unquote complicating matters, according to ESPN's Rich Cimini, was the fact that Braylon was unavailable. And if you traded Breece, all you'd have is Isaiah Davis, because Braylon Allen, again, would have been out, Isaiah Davis, and just random other guys. And would the Jets want to do that, considering where they were in the season and the message that could have sent to the rest of the team? And, of course, Breece Hall started to play better as well. And so if Braylon never gets hurt, it's curious if Breece Hall remains here. And who knows how much deeper that can go. What if Breece Hall signs a 3-year deal this offseason? He would have never been here. There's all kinds of ripple effects that could have happened here. So that part is sort of interesting because Connor Hughes back in training camp said Braylon Allen might be the best running back on this team. And he wasn't trying to say might. He was indicating that he was. And he was indicating a lot of the stuff that the Jets were feeling apparently inside that building. But as always, opinions and other things that nature can change. But that's a crazy thing to think about now, because I don't know. I think if Braylon was healthy, I think Breece Hall would have been moved. I think the Jets would have been a little bit more movable on the 3rd, 4th round pick with the Chiefs, or perhaps there were other deals that we don't always hear about in the media after the fact that could have been closer to completion.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will tell you, if you think back to earlier this season, about weeks 3 and 4, we sat here on a Saturday, and I was not the only one saying to call the government, get Agent Zero involved, let him be the starting running back. Breece was struggling. And there were a lot of calls for Braylon Allen. So Braylon Allen probably has comparable yardage to Breece right now, at least in the running game, perhaps more. Would have been more pounded football. And Breece definitely would be wearing a Kansas City Chief jersey right now if Braylon Allen hadn't been hurt 100%.
Yeah, again, it is crazy to think about. Pop, before we go to the phone lines, is there anything else you want to say or get off your chest? We'll go to the phone lines early here. We'll have another shorter show. I know I've seen some of your guys' comments about it, but with the travel and everything we've been doing, we'll make up the difference, I'm sure, once we get back home and have a couple of shows that are longer for sure. But Pop, anything else to get to?
Yeah, just a couple quick things. I would, you talk about players all the time and running their mouth in the media. Quinnen Williams, he had the one blip on the radar, talking to his effort is what I'm talking about. One blip on the radar when they trade Aaron Rodgers away. It was a little frustration. He immediately deleted the tweet. It's hard as he's watching the team, and how many years do I have to play in the team? So I
empathize with that.
I empathize with him, and he was not a problem that we heard of. He quietly asked for the trades, but wasn't jumping up and down the media like some jackass that plays for Green Bay. The second thing I'd like to mention is the other Notre Dame player. And you may never have heard of this person that I despise. You may never have heard this person. His name is Joe Theismann. Joe Theismann is
Theismann,
no, I don't mean Theismann. I'm speaking his actual name. So when that snapperhead tried to win the Heisman, which by the way, he didn't. Newsflash, he did not. He did not win the Heisman. He changed his last name for the Heisman campaign to rhyme with Heisman. So it's Joe Theismann. Don't kid yourself. I despise Joe Theismann.
Was there one of those, you have, incentives and contracts? If Micah reaches this amount of sacks, he could get this. Like, was the Theismann thing on that? If he got the Heisman, he could keep the Theismann name. If he didn't, it reverted back to its original status. Was that part of the negotiations there?
Apparently not, because that snapperhead is still using Theismann today. Although you'd have to look around, or you have to turn over a few rocks to find out where he's hiding, because I haven't seen him lately. That
probably leads to awkward conversations when they're like, "Oh, Joe Theismann, so you want one of those?" Well,
and how's it work at the family reunion? And we'd like to introduce the Theismann family. No, not you.
Right.
Not you, Joe.
Yeah.
Not you.
Yeah, that led to some interesting times for sure. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. That's a free way to contribute here on the program. And baby, look at this. We only have 2 days left here in the month of November. That's it. It's today and tomorrow, and then Monday we'll be drawing it on Monday, December 1st for this raffle prize. So I'll throw it up here real quick before we go to the phone lines here, Pop. It's a wonderful Marty Lyons giveaway extravaganza. Terrific. One of the best ones I think we've ever done personally, and it is here. This comes with a certificate of authenticity. That jersey on your screen, that is an autographed Marty Lyons jersey. For audio-only listeners, you guys can also send in your raffle tickets, which are $3 a piece via PayPal or Venmo. That is at BoyGreen25. Boy, B-O-Y, Green, G-R-E-E-N, and then my jersey number 25 from high school. That's my social media handle everywhere. So if you'd like to get involved, even if you're not live, you guys can do that. Just make sure you're very descriptive in PayPal or Venmo in the description. This is for the Marty Lyons giveaway. My name is Joe Blow, and here it is. And they're $3 a piece, so you can send one raffle ticket or 10 and make it $30. Either way, send it on in. There will be a Marty Lyons jersey up for grabs, autographed, and a Marty Lyons hat. Shout out to Carl, who called in at the end of the show yesterday, is also up for grabs. So raffle tickets are $3 a piece today and tomorrow. The last days you could send it in. Keep that in mind, folks.
Is it really? I thought it was $2.99.
Well, $2.99, $3. You know, it's
pennies are gone nowadays, so I guess we gotta. There's no more pennies being minted.
So I don't know how someone's going to pay the difference if they're trying to get a raffle ticket for $3 and there's no pennies to suffice. How else are we going to make up the $2.99? We'll figure that out later, folks. But make sure you guys jump on that. All right, without further ado, let's do this. Open up the phone lines here for a little bit on the program before we sign off, and I start my many travels back to the state of New York for our game day episodes and broadcast tomorrow for Jets Falcons. We'll be right back after this.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Bowling Green, Buzzing Daily, Buzzing Daily, Buzzing Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Bowling Green, Buzzing Daily, Buzzing Daily, Buzzing Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Bowling Green. Everyone, J-E-T-S. Jets! Bowling Green, Buzzing Daily, Buzzing Daily, Buzzing Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Bowling Green, Buzzing Daily, Buzzing Daily, Buzzing Daily. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Bowling Green. J-E-T-S. Jets! Let's go!
All right, welcome back, everybody. Again, Paul Liston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. Boy Green's Pop. Hop on Pop is here. The Hop on Pop takeover. It's been for several days here on the show. Again, thank you guys so much for all the support. It's been a wild week, a lot less beard, great family conversations, and, of course, your phone calls throughout this thing. Again, free way to contribute is by liking the video, hitting subscribe. Pop, before we go to the phone lines here, I know beyond the Marty Lyons giveaway, we have another special thing that's happening here.
Yeah, so we wanted to, and really the only reason we haven't is we need your addresses for these three people. So one of the things that we had for the Wounded Warriors that we raised the money for Wounded Warriors around $2,000 is the top three donators. We're going to give you a Wounded Warrior appreciation card signed by Boy Green and myself, and these will go to Mac for Life, #1 Austrian Jets fan, and NC Green. So please make sure we get your address. We'll sign these cards and get them right out. Thank you for your support of the Wounded Warrior Project.
Yes, Austrian, I know I already have your address because you just won a raffle this past month. But again, NC Green, if you're listening to the show, Mahar Khalil, Mac Attack. If you're listening to the show, make sure you guys reach out via email. We just need your address to be able to send you this gift from the Wounded Warrior Project. We received this because of my father putting in all the donations officially. So you guys donated all your money to the Wounded Warrior Project. Cole Young, shout out to Cole, who won the prize live there at our tailgate. And then my father, once he donated the money, received this little prize pack from the Wounded Warrior Project. So you guys can have that for your donation. So again, make sure to reach out via email. That is Paul, ESDENJR@gmail.com. And like I said, I know I have Austrian's because I just sent him his, and I may have Mahar and NC Green's email somewhere in the ethos because of all the tickets and everything from the Jets tailgate. But just in case, if you guys can reach out, I'd love to get your address information so we can ship that out as soon as possible and send that out. And again, I want to give another shout out. That is terrific. And I see NC Green already confirmed he'll be sending that here shortly. Excellent. I'd love your address so we can send that over. And the same thing for Mahar Khalil, and we'll get that over sooner rather than later. And again, I want to thank everybody for all their contributions. Pop, that was all your ideas, so thank you so much for organizing that. Any way we can help out charitable efforts is a great day in the neighborhood. So thank you for everything that you did, and thank you for your service.
Oh, well, thank you for everyone that donated. It's amazing what we can do to help our Wounded Warriors.
Amen. Our men and women in the armed forces, a beautiful thing. So NC Green, thank you very much, and we'll see if we could get a hold of Mahar Khalil at a different point. If anyone else knows Mahar Khalil, want to give him a nudge, feel free to do so. We'd love to get that out sooner rather than later. Let's go to the phone lines here. It's our main squeeze, Ricky New York Live, baby. The light is here.
Hey, how you doing this morning, Paul? Pops?
Hey,
Doing great.
Man, I'm still getting used to this look on you.
As am
Paul.
I. Yeah, yeah. It's a new look.
At any rate, you know what? I'm okay with the whole Quinnen Williams thing. I'm glad he's working out for you. He obviously didn't want to be here. But that, the way he's performed since he's been over there just truly shows me how much he was mailing it in when he was here. But I'm all good with it. Thank you for the picks, and hopefully we will make something good out of that.
Amen.
I'll tell you what, this quarterback conversation is it's gonna get interesting, and man, I'm looking at some of the other quarterbacks besides just the top couple, and man, I'll tell you what, I really like this quarterback kid from Duke, Darian Mensah.
Yes, yeah.
I have watched some really impressive tape. I've still got another game of his to watch, but you know how they always say, like, you've seen flashes. Well, I've seen some flashes. Like I saw some really impressive stuff from him. So it's going to be interesting to see what we end up doing. But by the way, I've been messing around with this AI thing on my new laptop, and transforming like regular pictures into kind of like animated comic book type pictures.
Cool.
Well, I did that with one of the pictures from the meetup that we had here for the Tampa game.
Oh, awesome.
And the shirt that I'm wearing is a Jermaine Johnson t-shirt, and it just says Maine, and it's got him on the front of it. Well, when AI got done with, and all I did was say, make a comic book version of this picture. When AI got done with it, it had changed his number from 11 to 1. And instead of saying Maine in the background, it says win. So it's like win 1. And I'm like, you know what? I think we're going to win one this week.
Hey.
So, yeah, like it was just a weird, odd coincidence that's the way the picture came out. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Like the Falcons are, man, they're not doing well. I got Pitts on a fantasy team. I know for a fact he hasn't been doing crap. Ulbricht's defense, which was looking good at the beginning of the year, has now kind of unraveled. And you know what? This will be the Kirk Cousins revenge game, us revenge against him for that crap that he pulled.
100%.
And you know what? I don't know what it is with the Vikings, but we had that whole Kirk Cousins deal. We had the Anthony Barr deal.
Oh, yeah.
And for those of us that are a little bit older,
Antoine Winfield.
Yes, exactly, the Antoine Winfield deal. So yeah, man, like I don't know. It makes me really seriously dislike Minnesota.
Yeah, screw those Minnesota people. Yeah,
yeah. Which I don't know. I got a story that I have to read when I get done talking to you guys. All the headline said was former high draft pick wants to join Minnesota to, I guess, battle for a starting job. And I'm like, oh, please tell me this is Zach Wilson. That would be friggin' hysterical.
Yeah. Let me know on that one when you read that.
Zach is good.
Yeah, that just popped up on my news feed this morning. So, I don't know. As soon as it said former high draft pick, and the picture is JJ McCarthy, and I'm like, oh, please tell me this is Zach. That would be
hilarious.
But anyways, all right, I'm gonna jump off here. I know you guys got other callers, and you know what? This week we're gonna win one.
I like it. Love it, Ricky. Thank you. And shout out to your AI. Terrific. Two things here. You mentioned Darian Mensah. Darian Mensah and Duke played against Syracuse earlier this year. So I've seen Darian Mensah. He's an interesting player. I love that Ricky is going beyond just the surface level stuff, right? The random 3 or 4 quarterbacks everyone's talking about. We should do our homework on everybody. Dak Prescott over here for the Cowboys, 4th round pick, Mississippi State. Fell in the draft. Now, he fell for some reported off-the-field things, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, you have to vet out every option that exists out there in the universe, so I'm glad that he's doing it. Darian Mensah, before coming to Duke, was the Tulane product, and then NIL and everything, and he ended up transferring over to Duke. So to me, 100%, let's keep him in the conversation along with others as well. And on the tanking thing, I know AG had a message about that this week. I want to make this clear. I want to win against the Falcons. I want to win against the Patriots where we get another chance at them. I want to keep winning games. I know some people say for the tank and lose out and all this other jazz. I think everything's going to happen the way it's supposed to happen. We can't control whether they win or lose, but I can control how I root and what I do, and I'm going to be rooting for wins. I don't care that we're 2-9. I prefer we're 9-2, but we're not. So I just have to root for the wins how they come. So I'd love nothing more than, as Ricky says, let's give some revenge to Kirk Cousins, that bastard, and get after him. So, yeah. Pop, good to go to your next caller here?
Absolutely.
All right, here we roll. We've got our AG truther and proud shipmate. Shipmate.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
What's going on?
Just getting a little cardio in here on my little vacation, mini vacation here, holiday. Yeah, man, I've enjoyed the past few days of you guys. Slow this down a little bit, and just really, I'm glad, man. When you guys get together, it's awesome. Pops, congratulations to your Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if I ever told you, one of my best friends, that I'm actually in Albany right now, New York, where, look, see that? Some nice snow. Yeah, man, got some nice snow. My daughter loved it because, we don't get snow in Virginia. If we do, it's a dusting and everything closed down. We're like, you see how everybody is still going about their business and nothing is closed, even though it's snowing? It's pretty amazing. But just a couple of things we just want to touch on. And I say, in addition to enjoying you guys the past few days, which has been awesome. So I just want to come back to this point. Like, people that are defending the media against AG, like, he's taking these bullets for our players. Like, you think about it. Nobody's getting on our players the way they probably would have had him not been taking this bullet and taking the spotlight. Secondly, where is the media? I could just, for years, this is how I found you, BG, and some other content creators, is because I was sick of the media always bashing us, never having anything positive to say. So now that he gives them the heat, and yeah, listen, sometimes it's not necessarily needed, but you know what? Fuck them. That's what I feel about them.
There you go, baby.
They could go kiss my ass, because you never had anything favorable to say about the Jets, and any opportunity you got to make us butt fumble or whatever else, you just roll with it. So to hell with you. And so I wanted to say that, and I guess everybody else, and I wanted to change my name. I'm gonna change my name to AG and DM through Truther, because Darren Muji can cook, bro. Like, everyone's people like, oh, do we trust them to make the next decision? Like, come on, man. They've made some decisions that were questionable off of the past regime and plays that they had here in the past. But for the most part, everything that he's been doing is not cost us a whole lot. And secondly, looks like we might have a 3 and a 4, a 2 and a 3 additional wide receivers. So I'm not complaining about that, So I just love what they're doing. I think we got to give them an opportunity. This whole thought process of like, yeah, it's great to see what's happening in New England, but they had a damn quarterback. That is everything, and people seem to dismiss that, So just want to get out here, get your thoughts on that, gentlemen. Appreciate you guys. Love the show. Hope you had a amazing Thanksgiving. Definitely did. And man, I can't wait for our next meetup. to be able to hang out with you two gentlemen. Really, truly enjoyed that, man. That was awesome, man. That was like a great time. And that was the highlight of my Jet season for sure.
Well, I don't know if that's saying
guys.
much. Yeah, I don't know if that's saying much, shipmate, but, still, I am proud of that. I'm proud that was this resounding moment because, quite frankly, I don't have to lie. It was a resounding moment for us in this community, and again, we plan on doing it every year. So, for anyone that missed that, we plan on doing it every year. So, just be staying in tune. Remain in sync with the show because whenever we pick our opponent, which again, we won't know the game schedule until May, but we're going to try to have a lot of stuff lined up. So as soon as May hits, we can attack the game we want, be pretty aggressive about it. I'll be already in communication with the Jets before the schedule even drops on sort of the ideas and teams and things we're hoping for now. The more years that we pile on from my perspective, this has anything to do with you guys, but from our perspective of being the host of this, the more perks that we get. So 100%, I'm rooting for it, and I hope this can continue to happen, certainly moving forward. So shout out to the AG and Darren Muji truther and proud truther. Devin, a.k.a. DNY for life, out there in the comment section. Very nice.
Hey, now.
All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Uncle Wendy's here on the program.
Good morning, BG Pops. Happy holidays. It's all over with. We've settled into, back into a routine again.
Yeah.
BG, do you remember when you pissed off Bobby midnight?
Do I remember? What time are you talking about?
Well, when you had the multiple people on your screen,
yeah.
There was a copyright infringement and all that.
His lawyer served me, so I try to avoid that when necessary.
Right. Well, apparently we're on the same page now.
Oh, great.
Yeah. You know how when you gift memberships, it just randomly goes to it.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, you have no control over it, and and the other yesterday. He had gifted a membership on Jake's show.
Okay.
Good for Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got it. And it came to me. Yeah.
Nice.
And he made a point to call in and absolutely lose his mind because he did not. I was not on his list of people So now we have something in common that I'm probably going to get a letter from his lawyer.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, just be ready for that. It's going to be sternly worded, from what I hear. Yeah.
Yeah. And as far as Jerry Jones's comment, I think that he needs some mental counseling, maybe something along those lines. Dementia's starting to set in. What do you think, Pop? There's no possible way Jerry Jones even believes what he said.
I think he said it. I don't think it's age setting in. I think he says things to get people fired up and get the Cowboys name and his name out there. Right? It's clearly that offer was never made to the Jets, and even if it was, I think for the Jets, they're better off not taking that offer. So.
You wouldn't take a Micah Parsons and a Dallas Cowboy first rounder and trade for Quinnen Williams? I mean, I would think the Jets would have did backflips for that.
Yeah, well, as long as you're doing backflips for $188 million.
Or I trade him again if that was possible. We acquire him, and
flip him.
Although the only problem with that is apparently Jerry Jones. We heard this story because again they're always in the news. Is that Jerry worked in a poison pill thing into the Micah deal that when he was traded to Green Bay, they couldn't trade it back to the NFC East for a couple more years. So
Oh, a Brett Favre thing.
Yes, exactly. That same thing was built in there. Correct.
Yeah. So I would. Well, okay, we'll trade him to. I don't even care. Trade him to Cleveland, whatever. But no, I think there's something. Yeah, I understand Jerry likes to talk, but there's making a crazy statement like that. I think that there's got to be something there. Maybe it's just an old senile thing.
It could be.
Yeah, it could be. What else do you have, Indy?
I didn't hear your reaction, your kid's reaction to the beard. What happened to that?
Yeah, so for those who missed it, after this happened, I came in. My son didn't care at all. As soon as I walked into the house, he went, Dad! And I was like, woo, son! My daughter turned, saw me, and went, oh no, and then just booked it the other direction. And then later in the night, that also happened because I just came into the room to go grab a jacket or something. She was in there. I'm like, huh? She went, no, and like dove into the corner. But then eventually, at the end of the night, she went, Dad, tuck me in and all this other stuff, and it was all copacetic. So God bless
Okay,
her.
good. I just wanted to make sure you were back in the good graces of the children.
I am, thank God. So thank you, Indy, for your
Well,
concern.
safe travels back home. Tell the family hi, and we'll see you first thing in the morning.
There you go. That's right. We'll have a game day episode. New York Jets, Atlanta Falcons. Game day broadcast from Matt Lombardo, watch party, and then we'll also have the post-game show as well on the program. So, Pop, that wraps up our multiple days of doing Boy Green Dailies. What a time.
It's been an amazing time. You think about the past week. We went to, I don't like to use the word bucket list because I plan on going back. We went to Notre Dame Stadium. We were there.
Same.
The family comes here. We celebrated P3's, first birthday yesterday. We took the kids to Santa's Village where it was also snowing. We ran a family 5K dinner, happiness, hanging out, playing games. It's been an amazing week and couldn't be more blessed. So thank you to you and to the Coffee Club.
And there you go. I'll give a special shout out to my fiance who says she's still not happy about the beard situation. So Alon, revel in that if you can. God bless. Shout out to my fiance and my two beautiful children, and Imamji for I can smell into the background, cooking a wonderful send-off breakfast. Terrific. Shout out to Imamji. She's the best. But yes, as Jared B says, we're traveling immediately after this. So I'll be traveling for most of the day, everybody. Thank you. But we will be back for all the shows tomorrow. Pop, take us home.
Have a great day, Coffee Club. And let's hope for a Jets victory against the Dirty Birds tomorrow, which is also Imamji's nickname, Dirty Bird.